clutch master cylinder failed again for the third time. So I need a stronger one. Turbo Camry part 32. Alright, well, so there's the clutch master right next to the brake booster. We're gonna take it out, so we'll start by draining up the fluid. Once all the hoses are disconnected, we can pull the master up from inside the firewall. So there's two bolts up here that need to be undone. And then once that's done, we should be able to wiggle it free. And I've pretty much just cut the hydraulic line off it because the little M10 bolt is almost impossible to undo. So let's open it up and see what actually failed. So inside we've got a spring and a plunger. So what's happened, and for the third time, this little rubber seal has split. My theory is that the upgraded clutch that I've got is too strong and the standard master cylinder can't handle it pressure wise. So there's a little spring which returns the piston back to where it should be, and there's two seals. So the first seal that we've got on the front is the one that pushes the fluid down to the clutch slave cylinder. Then the back seal is the one that stops it from leaking into the inside of the car. So that surface on the front seal there is all perished. So when you're trying to push in the pedal to pump the fluid down, it just leaks past that front seal and then the clutch doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to take the slave cylinder off as well because I'm replacing the entire line. So I attempted to try and do it with this little tool, but it doesn't work. It's too hard. They get completely seized up with corrosion. So it's easy to just cut the line. So here you can see the master and the slave cylinder next to each other. We'll be reusing the slave, but with a new hydraulic line and a new master cylinder. So we'll get rid of the old flare nut and we'll install some new AN fittings. We've got a Willwood clutch master, the braided line. We've got some flare nut to -4 adapters for the slave cylinder. We're going to install that into the slave. That allows us to put the -4 hose onto the slave instead of a flare nut. Get all that back in, put the slave on, run the line through around the back of the engine, back to around where the clutch master is going to be. One important thing to note is if you're going to change your master cylinder, is that you've got to get the same size bore, otherwise the clutch is going to feel different. So this is a 5/8 size bore master, and so is this one, 0.62 of an inch, which is the same size, as you can see. So one thing though, the new Willwood master cylinder doesn't have the same bolt pattern, so I have to make an adapter plate to suit. So it's just a bit of 5mm mild steel, drill some holes, cut around, weld some bolts in, and you've got yourself an adapter. Paint the adapter. Of course, with VHT. That took a while. And then we're going to try and not hurt my back while I go underneath the dash and install the new master cylinder. We also had to make an adapted clevis for the pedal because the old one was metric and the new one is imperial, so we had to sort that out as well. So there it is, it's all installed, and now all we have to do is fill it with fluid, give the clutch a bit of a bleed, and then we can go give it a test. In the interim, while I was waiting for those parts as well, my mate has helped me make a new turbo cover. So we've done a T51R mod on this Precision 5858 cover, which is going to make some pretty cool spooling sounds. So here we are, just polishing it up. There's a lot more work to it than what is shown here. A lot of grinding on the lathe and whatnot to get this to fit. Several hours of time. And here's the sound of the new turbo. And of course we're also testing out the clutch as well. Here's a little pull.